I just feel like this season people is just giving me the vibe like I just want to be on TV, I just want to be popular, I just want to put up my Instagram up and hey beautiful people, how you are doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome back to my channel. How you are doing? Hope you guys are doing great. So today's video, it says on the trends video as always. So we're talking about the Netflix reality show Love is Blind. Guys, if you haven't been watching that show, guys, where have you living? Where are you living? So apparently I'm just going to talk about the couples that were engaged in this season 6 of the show and my thought about them, because a whole lot of controversy has gone on this show. If you're wondering what the show is, I'm just going to give a rundown what the show is so you get full context if you haven't watched the show. So apparently this show is a show where people would decide to meet each other without seeing each other, like connect with each other without seeing each other. This show targets people that are ready for serious relationship and commitment, because whoever you make a big commitment to or get the connection with, you're going to propose, the man is going to propose to the woman, and then they will eventually see themselves, because literally they are talking behind the wall, they won't see themselves, they just build that genuine connection. So the show is basically covered around taking away that physical attraction parts, like, oh, you see people love at first sight to love at first connection. That's what the show is. So the show wants you to fall in love with who the person is on the inside rather than the outward, which for me, it is a very interesting concept, and I love the show. Like, guys, I watch every season of the show, okay? So this is a very amazing take on finding love and all that. You guys know we talk relationship dynamics a lot, but in this season 6, a lot of the dynamics I was seeing on this season 6 were just like, if you watch this season 6 of the Love is Blind, let me know which of the couple gave you the ache and which of the couple, what you think about the entire couple. Let me know your own thoughts on this. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about each couple that got engaged, not maybe a little bit of some of the other cast, because there was a lot of triangle and square and quadrangle that was going on in the dynamic love triangle and all that going on. So we're going to call some people that were not engaged but were involved in some triangle, okay? But another thing is that the show has finished airing, but the reunion is coming up in a couple of days, which a whole lot of mess is going to be spilled, which I might come back and do a follow-up video on it. But let's just talk about the couple and what I think, because I feel like I have a lot of things to say personally about the dynamic and the relationship formed and built and got engaged, okay? So I'm going to start off with the list couple that I have list to talk about and some of the rumors that has come up, because in the show we had people that were coming that came for the show, did interview for the show just to be on TV and having a full-blown relationship, and yet they're coming like, oh, we're ready for a serious relationship. Like, that's sickening, okay? We have people that just broke up with their long-term girlfriend who had kids for them to be on this show. So we're going to get to that. So the first couple that I really don't have much to talk about is Kenneth and Brittany. Kenneth and Brittany, they fell in love, they built a connection, and they met. But for me personally, when both of them met, I felt like Brittany was really trying to make it work. Okay, I feel like Brittany was trying to make it work. Like, okay, Brittany was trying to go with the full process, like trust the process and go. And I feel like Kenneth came there for his own ulterior motive. I don't know. I feel like immediately after Mexico, Kenneth just disconnected from the whole thing. I know Edith can be part of it, but Kenneth, I just felt like once they met, I felt like he was very disconnected. So I don't know. And I feel like AD having the conversation with him about interracial marriages and all that, all relationship, him really say like, oh yeah. I get those are serious issues which we talk about here, but that's something, you know, that is a probability for you to fall in love with a non-black woman on the show. So him trying to say like, is a deep, I'm like, okay, man, okay. So, and there are rumors that have come out to say that Kenneth is gay in life. Right now, this show is almost like scripted. Everybody's playing a role on this show, okay? And another thing is that the way they broke up, I just feel like, I don't know, I felt really bad for Brittany in the breakup. I felt like Kenneth has already checked out from the engagement, was not ready for the process anymore. That was how I felt. But I guess like in the reunion, we're going to find out some certain things because, okay? Because on the edit, you won't really get the full picture, but the way it all ended, and Kenneth was just trying to play it cool. I know he's a black man. He's not allowed to show his vulnerability out for people to see. But yeah, I just find that dynamic very, very interesting. I didn't think when they saw each other, I didn't think they really liked each other, but Britney was ready to go with the entire process. Another couple I want to talk about is Jeremy and Laura. Is it Laura? Yeah. For me, Jeremy is the one that people will later found out on social media that it was a full-blown relationship. Just ended a full-blown relationship that a living partner, like all that with kids and all that, to go for the show. So for me, Jeremy's own with Laura, I think on the get-go, I don't know, there was something about Jeremy that didn't sit right well with me. I just felt like he was giving all the right answers. And even when he had the thing we had with Sarah Ann, there was no closed door. Like, I just felt like he was keeping all his options open, like anyone that plays, he plays. Like, I just felt that way. Jeremy just seemed more like a player for me, even in the pod, rather than he was genuine. And I felt like Jeremy, he's a gaslighter. If you watch the show, you know what I'm talking about. He always come to Laura with, like, I told you, she DM'd me. I was the one that showed it to you. You didn't find it yourself. I came to show you because I want to be transparent. Rather, I felt like Jeremy was going with that psychology, like, okay, if I tell you, then I can do whatever I say and tell you that. It's because I trust what we have. That's why I told you. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with what we're doing. So I feel like Jeremy was just trying to gaslight Lauren, like literally all through the show. I just felt like that's what he was trying to do. Always putting something in her plate. And I gave it to Laurie. Laurie cut it on time. Always putting something in her plate and leaving the responsibility and the burden of how she's going to navigate that feelings, that information that has been given to her on her. Why he will do whatever he wants to do. He's so unbothered. I feel like Jeremy was more glad to be on the show rather than trying to build a relationship, a genuine relationship with Laura. And I get Laura. Laura is a very bossy woman like me. I don't know if Laura is the first daughter because she gives me the first daughter vibe. That's just like, I am Laura. Like, in terms of personality, in terms of being very, very direct, always stating what they want and what they don't want. And Laura always make it the fact that, she didn't like his Hawaii clothes, which for me, I feel like when you're signing up for things like this, you should know that there's a possibility that you may totally pick something that is totally out of your league or not even your type at all. So I don't know why she was complaining about somebody's own personal style. For me, I feel like it's really rude complaining about somebody's personal style, even though the person is supposed to be your partner. You said you love the personality. That's my own take on Laura and Jeremy stuff. And then Jeremy and what's her name? Sarah Ann. I guess both of them, with all the videos I've seen, people giving like leaks up and all that, following up to the reunion. Jeremy and Sarah Ann, they are together now. But I want to give to Laura is the way Laura shut Jeremy down, and Jeremy was like, okay, I go to the next. And people are calling Sarah Ann a pick me. Yes, I feel like Sarah Ann is really one of those girls that are really desperate. They just really want a relationship so bad. And finally seeing Jeremy, I'm like, oh, he's attracting you and all that. I feel like doors can be open. I felt like, yeah. And you guys know what we feel about women. We're trying to decenter men. We're not saying we don't want a man. We're just saying that we don't need a man, okay? But in case of Sarah Ann needs a man, okay? She's not going to make us gaslight like, oh, what I did was that, girl, really? Whatever. That's my feeling about Sarah Ann. Like, is eye rolling for me. Then the next couple I wanted to talk about is Jenny and Emma. I'm going to spoil it if you haven't seen it, go see it, but it's out there. Those are the only couple that made it to the altar. I said those are the couple that made it so far and get married and all that. I was not surprised that they got married, but I was really holding my breath about a lot of the conversation they were having about not having a baby, contraceptive, vasectomy and all that. For me, I feel like they are a cute couple, and I feel like they are young. And I don't understand that conversation they keep having for not having a child and all that. There's something they call condom. If you're not ready to take a birth control and he's not ready to go through vasectomy, there's condom option. Do you guys know that? So I felt like their storyline was just based on, oh, we don't want kids now. Who's going to do the sacrifice and all that? But I like the fact that she kept her grandstand saying she's not going to take any birth control, because we ladies know, we've had the conversation. Yeah, birth control usually mess up with ladies' hormones and all that. So yeah, Jimmy and Chelsea. That dynamic was a very interesting one for me. I feel like Jimmy never likes Chelsea. Chelsea was not his type. He thought he was getting Megan Fox and all that. Jimmy didn't like it, but I feel like Jimmy was so pressed on being on the show, and not just being on the show, was so pressed on being the good guy. Like, he just want to be the good guy. He doesn't want to be. I feel like he has watched so much of the Love Is Blind that I didn't want to be the villain of the show. So it was just playing along, like, oh, I love you, I do this. But Jimmy, we know everybody that was watching the show knew you didn't like Chelsea from the beginning. I wasn't surprised about Jimmy's decision not to even walk down the aisle just to end things up with her. I was not surprised. But for me, one question I have for Jimmy is that if you have that such close girlfriends that you've banged, why don't you want to be in a relationship with her? If you're that close, you love her, the friendship is strong, just marry her. Just marry her. If you know you're serious, you want to get married, why do you have to now come to this type of show and waste somebody's daughter's time? Do I feel like maybe, I don't know, let me know, allegedly. Some people are saying that production probably paid Jimmy to be on the show that long. I don't know. Because at the point, it's like Netflix was fumbling the bag. Literally. At the point, it's like Netflix just picked all the wrong people for the show, that it's almost like the show was never going to come to an, like the show is going to end halfway because everybody was just like over it already. So, yeah, it could be. So, Chelsea, let's talk about Chelsea. Girl. Chelsea is so desperate to be in a relationship that she's ready to put up with rubbish. Chelsea is giving me a pick-me vibe. Because anytime she had issues with, she always like, when they have issues, she always be the one to come back like, oh, I overreacted, or okay, say sorry, I say sorry. Like, she doesn't know how to stand on business. That I had a problem with. Like, girl, stand on business like Laura, girl. Look him in the face, tell him exactly what you want to say, and stand on it. Not say anything like, oh, I overreacted, I drank, and... Really, girl? No. Nah. What's the other lady that Jimmy, that had a daughter? Oh, wow, why can't I remember her name now? Okay. I'll put a picture. If I remember now, I'll just write it. I feel like Jim, I don't know, a woman that is terrible a man that is terrible to one woman. Some people say it might be a better man for the other woman. I don't believe so. A terrible man is a terrible man. Because if you genuinely don't like that person, or you don't want to be with that person in a relationship, you will not strain the person on. So anybody that does that in any relationship, I don't think that person has any atom of treating anybody nice or right or with respect. You only keep somebody in your life to fulfill one purpose or the other in your life. And for me, I've always said here on the channel, I wish that we can all be very, very transparent about how we feel and our intentions towards each other, so that we just cut all the bullshit in relationship and all that. So that I gave it a side eye. I'm going to talk about some other single people like Trevor and all that. I'm going to talk about that. But let's talk about AD and Clay. AD and Clay relationship is really crazy. How like that's a relationship that got a lot of people talking, especially because they got to the altar and Clay blatantly just look at AD and like, you know what, I can do this now and all that. I was not surprised about Clay not following through, even though there's a part of me that wanted to say black couple, black magic and all that. But I knew the way Clay was moving was not moving. I don't know if I'm mixing. He was never at home. He always talk about how he's working and all that. And I am of that opinion that, like the mother said, is that if you want something so bad, you create time for it. So him always making the excuses, I'm working, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm just like, bruh, did you come for the show for the right reason? And then hear him talk during the wedding, before the wedding, talking about how he's not ready. He knows he's not ready for marriage. He knows he will not be a good husband or a good father. I'm just like, you're not on Perfect Match or Ultimatum or something. You're on Love is Blind, and the show literally says engage, get married. So if you know deep down in yourself, you've not done the work to ask yourself if you want to be in a relationship, if you want to be in a serious committed relationship, why did you apply? I just feel like this season people is just giving me the vibe like, I just want to be on TV, I just want to be popular, I just want to put up my Instagram up, I just want to do that's the vibe they were giving, because Clay clearly said it on his wedding that he was not ready. He's not ready for marriage and all that. And people have been calling Clay all sorts of names on social media that he's a colorist, is because AD is dark and he was out there to do his business. He's a serious cheater and all that. Guys, I feel like Clay, he's a serious cheater. But one thing, I feel like he's a serious cheater. I'm going to talk about Clay's parents at the wedding, which I just have to talk about it because it is important to me. Because the dynamic of his parents has been divorced and all that. I'm just like, I'll get that. Okay, I'll get there. Okay. So for me, I feel like Clay was just literally just playing AD all along. He was getting the free body, like body yaddy. He was getting all the free things that came. And I feel like AD gave it to him. Okay. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that change. If she loves it, if she likes it, I love it. Like, good. But I feel like he was just there and just training her, like, to the end of the show. But with some clips I've seen on their past Thanksgiving, I think they are still together. Reunion will confirm if they are still together, like dating or something. Even though AD said that she's not going to date Clay if this relationship does not work, like if they don't work, if they don't say yes to each other at the altar. Well, then let's talk about AD. I feel like AD wanted that black love story so bad. She was ready to, like, I feel like it's a thing for a lot of black women. We always put the black love thing on a lot of pedestal for us, okay? And AD really wanted that black love happy ending story so bad that she was ready to hold this man down. And I feel like even if she knew deep down that this man was not going to go through with the whole thing, she felt that she could make him change his mind and see how great she is and all that. It was really like cringy for me. And this is why when we talk here, I always say, for me personally, give the same energy that you're giving. And you cannot change somebody's mind to love you. The person can change his own mind themselves, but you cannot try to be the prophet, because you cannot try to be the perfect person or say this good human being so that this person fall in love with me. Some men like toxic women, and it is what it is. Some men, it is what it is. So even like, I feel like just be your authentic self, and the person is not giving you 100, then the person is giving you 10, give the person 10. I'm that person that will say it. Any person that is giving you 10, give the person 10. Giving you 100, give the person 100. Then let's talk about Clay's dad and the mom. I love the mom. The mom she's a queen, okay? The mom is that mom that as much as she loves Clay, she's going to say what she has to say about what she needs to say, and she's honest about it. But the dad, now I get where Clay got his BS from. Literally, that man is toxic. Literally. And I like the way the mom stood on business when the mom looked him in the face like, you know what, you are the causeway that made this boy form a lot of ideology and the way he lives his life now. It's you, the father, you, and a lot of things the mom found out during the show, finding out that when they were together, these are now ex-husband, that's Clay's dad. Clay's mom found out Clay's dad used to take Clay to his mistress's house, his side chick's house, when they were still married and Clay was a baby. And you can see how that could probably mess Clay's head up about him always talking about, oh, I don't want to cheat on you, I don't want to do that. That's because I feel like Clay is a serious cheater. I don't know him personally, allegedly, but I feel that's the type of vibe it gives me. And I feel like I'm not making excuses for him, but the type of environment he was raised to think that these things are okay. And even if you grow up and find out that these things are not okay, there are some things that is just embedded in you and toxic behavior that it really takes a lot of work for you to get it out. And this is one of the reasons why I always like us having conversation. You're talking about how you as parents be very intentional, especially as the mother, before you choose to have kids. Clay's mom clearly did not vet Clay's dad because obviously she will know that he's a serious cheater and he's a dusty. Okay, I don't like calling people names, but on this part, that's what Clay's dad got me. One thing that hits me wrong, and I will like give the man the cider, was when Clay asked the father that, oh, should I go talk to her? And the father was like, okay, if you want. Your son just said no to somebody he committed to, and you're just like, all right, like casually, like, okay. I love the way the mother called him out, like, you know what, you caused this, you should try and apologize and clear things up with your son. Because this type of men, they will never apologize. They see nothing wrong with how their actions have destroyed or has formed their children to be a terrible person. And I feel like this is why the world we live in today and even the dating scene is very, very chaotic, because everybody's playing mind games. People are cheating because there's no honesty here. There's no honesty. Women are tired. Women don't want to put up with no. And then let's talk about Trevor. That one came into the show with a full-blown girlfriend, telling the girlfriend that, baby, when I come out, we're going to be big. And I'm not even going there, but I just want to talk about the couple on this video. And this video is already long already. Anyway, let me know your thought about this video down in the comment section. If you like this type of video where I come and I talk about dating reality shows, because I watch a couple of them, especially from Netflix. So let me know if you want us to have conversations like this. So let me know. Love to do it. Okay, so let me know if you like it. Okay, please share your own thought about this show down in the comment section, and the couple, what you think about the dynamic of it. But ladies, one thing I got from this whole thing is that there are still a lot of women out there that are desperate to have a man. And there's nothing wrong with wanting a man, like I said before. But that desperation, these men, they see it and they milk it and make us look stupid. So ladies, please stand on business. If it's not working, it's not working. Move on. Stop holding on to those things that are not going to be beneficial to your life. And everything about this show, just this season, especially this season, just shows me that, just confirm, which I know, just confirm that most men, they are in a relationship because it serves them a purpose. And if any lady watching this show can see through that and be very intentional, the type of a relationship they find themselves, then you're on your own. Anyway, guys, please go down in the comment section and share your thought. Love to know what you think about this kind of video down in the comment section, and your thought about the Love is Blind season 6. Share your own thought. Please share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation. Okay, somebody you know watch the show, share this video to them and see if we think alike, or you disagree with my own opinion. Okay, go ahead and share your thought. Okay, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps you to put out my content for more people to see, and that will be you supporting this channel and this girl. With that said, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.